let's see here. John Lennon, a personal hero of mine, once said that we can't have peace unless let me rephrase this. He said that unless everyone wants peace, we can't have peace. And that's the truth. I mean, if you want peace, I want a new government. It's not going to work. It isn't how it plays out. But more to the point, I'm here to assert that pacifism isn't what it claims to be, that fear isn't always an adversary, and that violent recourse is sometimes the most humane course of action. This House believes that pacifism is a joke. Now, in order to maintain that pacifism is said joke, I believe that you need to first start out by understanding what pacifism truly is. Webster's defines pacifism as the doctrine that all violence is unjustifiable. Well, you can define violence as the property of being wild and turbulent. Turbulence and then can equal instability. Instability, when you look at it in reference to social or political, is a time of shift or change in the status quo. So when we look at it in this fashion, we really see that pacifism is actually the doctrine that any change in state at all whatsoever is unjustifiable. Any change in state. Sounds a little iffy. Moreover, earlier I said that fear is not always an adversary. In fact, personally, I believe that sometimes it can be your greatest ally. I take you back to the civil rights movement of the 1960s with the Black Panthers. Martin Luther King Jr., a great man, peaceful protest, shoving peaceful protests down the throats of every black man, woman, and child. Fight in the system. Don't give the white man a reason to hold you down. It didn't work. Black men went to the military. They wanted to fight for their country. They were turned away. Black children wanted to go to school. They were turned away. But the Black Panthers came around. And the white men, they were scared. They were scared because the Black Panthers were known for not only their intimidating demeanor, but their violent outbursts. Now, I'm not saying that the Black Panthers are responsible for the cause of the progress of the civil rights movement, but I mean it's absolutely undeniable to state that they weren't an influence. I mean, you just can't say that. Lastly, I would like to bring you to a time, March 5th, 1770. A crowd is growing in the town of Boston. In the center square, this crowd is growing around a minor altercation between a boy and a British soldier. This is all over a barber bill, mind you. But the soldier refused to pay his bill, thank you. The soldier refused to pay his bill. And when the boy said, "I'm sorry, sir, you need to pay," he beats him in the back of the head with his musket. Well, the townspeople are going to take notice of this. You just beat up a little boy. How can you do this? So they start shouting, "Get out! Get out of Boston! Go back to Britain! Get out!" It starts getting worse. They start throwing pebbles and rocks. Freaking snowballs, people. These people wanted the British soldiers out. Get out! The soldiers can't take it anymore. They can't contain this growing mob. So what do? They raise their arms. They point their muskets at their fellow Englishmen. Now one soldier thinks he hears fire. Bang! The first shot lets loose. Bang, bang, bang! The rest follow. Could you stand there while your neighbor or your son is lying lifeless and limp in the street? Could you do nothing? People, pacifism is not the answer. I mean, surely by now you recognize the importance that fear and humanity and just taking action. You understand that is what is important. I'd like to leave you with something to ponder. This is a quote from Howard Thurman, a civil rights activist from the 1960s. He says, "There is something in every one of you that waits and listens for the sound of the genuine within you. It is the only true guide that you have. If you cannot hear it, then you will all of your life spend your days on the ends of strings that other people pull. Thank you.